93% of football fans have never heard of the AI systems quietly analyzing every single touch Lionel Messi makes on the pitch. Every sprint. Every pass. Every heartbeat of a match captured, processed, and turned into data that's reshaping how we understand human athletic genius. And here's the wild part, the same AI technology doing that? It's available to you, right now, on your laptop. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 things. First, how AI and machine learning are being used to decode Messi's playstyle in ways the human eye literally cannot see. Second, how clubs, coaches, and analysts are using these tools in real workflows today, not in some distant future. Third, the specific AI tools you can actually use yourself to run this kind of analysis, even if you're not a data scientist. And I'll also reveal something at the end that most people completely miss, a hidden pattern in Messi's data that AI uncovered, and what it tells us about peak human performance more broadly. Let's start with the question nobody asks clearly enough. What does it actually mean to analyze a footballer with AI? For decades, football analysis meant a person with a notebook sitting in the stands. Then came video. Then basic statistics, goals, assists, pass completion percentage. But here's the problem with all of that. Those numbers describe what happened. They don't tell you why, or how, or what was about to happen before it did. This is exactly where machine learning changes everything. Companies like StatsBomb, Opta, and Hudl have built systems that track players at 25 frames per second using computer vision. They're not just watching the ball. They're tracking every player's body position, their acceleration vectors, where their eyes are likely focused based on head orientation, all in real time. StatsBomb's 360 data product captures the coordinates of every player on the pitch, every moment of every match. That's millions of data points per game. Now feed that into a machine learning model trained on thousands of hours of Messi's historical footage, and something remarkable happens. The AI starts identifying patterns that no human scout ever noticed. Specifically, researchers at the Universidad de Barcelona and separate teams at MIT Sports Analytics Lab have both published findings showing that Messi's decision-making speed, the time between receiving the ball and executing the optimal action, is measurably faster than any other player tracked in the dataset. We're talking about reaction and execution windows in the 200 to 400 millisecond range. The average elite player operates closer to 600 milliseconds. That gap doesn't sound like much. But in football, 200 milliseconds is the difference between a defender being completely out of position and having a chance to react. The AI found this. Human analysts suspected it. But the data confirmed it at a scale that's impossible to dispute. But here's where it gets interesting, because knowing Messi is fast isn't useful on its own. The real value is what teams do with that information. This is Section 2. How clubs are actually using this in practice. FC Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, and Inter Miami, all 3 clubs that have worked with Messi, have invested heavily in AI-driven performance analysis platforms. Barcelona famously uses a proprietary system built on top of AWS infrastructure to run predictive models on player fitness and tactical positioning. PSG partnered with a company called Beyond Sports to create real-time 3D reconstructions of matches for post-game analysis. Inter Miami works with Apple, yes, that Apple, through the MLS Season Pass deal, which includes integrated tracking data pipelines feeding into coaching staff dashboards. What are they actually looking for? 3 things, primarily. 1. Injury prediction. AI models trained on GPS tracker data, heart rate variability, and historical injury records can flag when a player's biomechanical output suggests elevated injury risk. For a player like Messi, who at 36 years old is still performing at an elite level, this is critical. These models look at asymmetry in stride patterns, changes in acceleration curves, and compare them against baseline data to generate a risk score. 2. Tactical optimization. Machine learning models run thousands of simulated game scenarios to identify which formations and player combinations create the highest expected goal differential against specific opponents. This isn't guessing. It's probability modeling on real historical data. 3. Recruitment. AI tools like Wyscout and SciSports allow clubs to find players with statistically similar profiles to elite performers. You can literally input Messi's movement signature and ask the AI to find the closest match in the global player database. Spoiler, nobody scores particularly well on that comparison. Quick note, if you find this useful, subscribing takes 2 seconds and it genuinely helps me keep making these deep dives into real AI applications. Now, back to Messi and the tools you can actually use yourself. Did you know that some of the same underlying technology used by these clubs is available completely free or at very low cost? StatsBomb releases open data sets on GitHub actual match event data including Messi's entire 2015-16 La Liga season. You can download it right now and start running your own analysis. Here's exactly how to do it. Open Python, install the StatsBomb library, 1 pip install command. Load the competition data for La Liga 2015-16. Pull Messi's event data. You'll have every pass, shot, dribble, and carry with XY coordinates. From there you can use Matplotlib or the Soccer library to generate professional-looking pitch visualizations in about 15 lines of code. If Python isn't your thing, Tableau Public connects directly to CSV exports from StatsBomb and lets you build interactive heat maps with drag and drop. No coding required. For AI-assisted analysis, tools like ChatGPT with the data analysis feature, or Claude if you prefer, can interpret these datasets if you upload the CSV. Ask it to identify Messi's most productive zones, his pass completion rate under pressure versus no pressure, or his shot conversion rate in the final 15 minutes of matches. You'll get structured analysis in seconds that would have taken an analyst hours 10 years ago. This is real. This is doable. And this is the kind of practical AI skill that transfers across industries. Now for the reveal I promised you at the beginning, the hidden pattern that AI uncovered in Messi's data that most people completely miss. When researchers at the Alan Turing Institute ran a longitudinal analysis on Messi's tracking data spanning from 2009 to 2023, they found something that defied the conventional wisdom about athletic decline. Most elite athletes show a consistent degradation in high-speed running distance per match after age 30. Messi's data shows this too. His sprint volume has dropped by roughly 23% compared to his peak years at Barcelona. But here's what the AI caught that the raw numbers obscure. His expected goals contribution per touch, meaning the quality of chances he's involved in relative to how many times he actually contacts the ball, has actually increased with age. He's running less, but every action he takes is generating more value. The AI modeled this as an adaptive efficiency response. His nervous system and decision-making architecture have compensated for reduced physical output by becoming even more precise in when and how he engages. What this tells us about peak performance more broadly is profound. The AI data suggests that elite performance isn't a single peak followed by a cliff. It's a shape-shifting optimization. The body adapts. The mind compensates. And the output remains elite longer than any traditional model predicted. That's not just a football insight. That's a human performance insight. And it took AI analyzing 14 years of granular data to surface it. So here's what you can do today, right now, with all of this. 1. Go to GitHub, search StatsBomb Open Data, and download the La Liga 2015-16 dataset. It's free. Explore it in any tool you're comfortable with. 2. Install Soccer in Python and generate one-shot map. 1. The learning curve is 20 minutes and the result looks professional. 3. Upload a StatsBomb CSV to ChatGPT's data analysis tool and ask one specific question about Messi's performance. Practice interpreting the output critically. For if you work in any field involving performance data, HR, marketing, healthcare, sports, look at how the expected value per action metric maps onto your domain. The methodology is transferable. 5. Read StatsBomb's free analytics blog. It's one of the most practically written data science resources that exists, and it uses football as the teaching context, which makes abstract concepts concrete. Messi is the best argument I've ever seen for what AI analysis can teach us about human excellence. Not because the AI explains his genius, it doesn't. But because it forces us to ask better questions, and then actually answers them. If this video saved you time or taught you something new, subscribe. I post every week and the next video is on how AI is being used in live sports broadcasting to generate real-time commentary and tactical overlays. It's coming next week, and it is genuinely mind-bending. One question for you in the comments: if you could use AI to analyze the performance of any person in any field, not just sports, who would it be and what would you want to know? Drop it below. I read every single one.